Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. By the side of the railings of the pagoda, Luo Feng turned to look down. There he saw, right in the middle of his courtyard, double-face Ancestor God. Ancestor God. With a flash, Luo Feng reached the side of the other party. Double-face Ancestor God was fair-skinned and benevolent-looking. As he looked at Luo Feng felt as though he were basking in a spring breeze, and he started to thank Ancestor God repeatedly. "Thank you for coming to my rescue, Ancestor God." Five-color Aurora Lake enveloped the core ground of the entire Ancestral God School. When it suddenly disappeared, many islands, 8 Beast God Palace, guarding Beast God Palace, 72 General Continent, and many others were quick to notice its absence. When a predominating treasure like five-color Aurora Lake went missing, wouldn't it consider that a major event? Even though everything returned back to normal very quickly, it still sparked an endless debate. The Ancestral God School had many peripheral members who normally lived on other islands. They were all discussing this proactively. At the same time, they were secretly sending news back to the powers behind them. Five-color Aurora Lake is a supreme true treasure. Barring a critical moment, it would be impossible to get it to unleash its full potential. Normally, just a little aurora is enough to annihilate enemies. For it to instantly disappear, five-color Aurora Lake must be putting in its all and doing everything it can. Who could cause this? Who provoked five-color Aurora Lake into retaliation at full might? Though they were peripheral members, the possibilities included Jufeng Knight, who might be a candidate for the post of Heavenly General. But such individuals would definitely pledge their loyalty to their human race. Who would have provoked five-color Aurora Lake? With Ancestral God School as the core grounds, the news was secretly and rapidly disseminated. The predominating treasure of Ancestral God School, five-color Aurora Lake, was activated once, then it disappeared within an instant, but was recovered to original state within a fleeting moment. Something major must have happened. Pushed to such extremes, could it be a universe supreme being has barged its way into the core grounds of Ancestral God School? The other 8 of the top 9 powers of the universe were no fools. Each came to a conclusion quickly, especially the top 3 powers, the bug soldiers, the demons, and the automaton race, who were waiting quietly and expectantly. Upon enlisting the help of Virtual Real Devil Master, Father God of the automaton race had notified the demons and bug soldiers that he had invited a universe supreme being to take up the matter. It must be the killing of Luo Feng that incurred the wrath of the Ancestral God School. So long as Luo Feng is eliminated, with that hard stone's ability, it would be able to take its leave easily. News spread to the outside world rapidly, but Luo Feng was oblivious. He did not have an inkling of what was going on because Redbud Island was within the universe that was under the control of double-face Ancestor God. So the candidates on Redbud Island were unaware of the sudden, momentary disappearance and reappearance of the five-color Aurora Lake. What? Luo Feng could not suppress his shout of surprise. "Ancestor God, you have been protecting me." Double-face Ancestor God smiled and said, "I was the undying demon staying next to you. I transformed into that appearance so no one on Redbud Island would discover my true identity." Images of an undying demon in the form of a two-headed white wolf immediately sprang up in Luo Feng's mind. That was him. If I were not staying next to you and you were to meet with sudden danger, how would I be able to come to your rescue in time? I couldn't have done it from my Ancestor God Palace. Double-face Ancestor God smiled. Virtual Real Devil Master has extremely strong powers. He could appear on Redbud Island in an instant. If I had been at Ancestor God Palace, by the time I realized he was here, even if I did my best to rush here, I'm afraid I still would have been too late to save you from annihilation, or to save you from being controlled by another soul. Being controlled by a soul. Luo Feng's brow twitched. Based on what he knew, a universe supreme being was merely one notch stronger than the strongest universe master. The difference was not all that far apart. Luo Feng's willpower and consciousness were at the universe master level. Furthermore, he had force armor to reduce attacks on his soul, and he had one of the components of his supreme true treasure star tower, Tower Pearl, to guard his soul. With those, he assumed he would not be that weak. Don't believe me? Doubleface Ancestor God said. He looked at Luo Feng and shook his head laughingly. He is called Virtual Real Devil Master. The virtual real part of his name comes from the fact that he possesses the skill of creating illusions, which are identical to reality. Illusions? Identical to reality. Luo Feng was secretly in shock. The moment you fall into an illusion he created, you will still feel the universe laws in motion, you can still cultivate, and in the process of cultivation, you can still master the skill of law comprehension. Everything is perfectly real. Doubleface Ancestor God smiled at Luo Feng. Of course, once you are able to break free from the illusion, you will realize that you have not undergone any change. Only your willpower and memory will have some changes. Of course, the laws that you have cultivated within the illusion must be one of those that he personally knew of. If he didn't know the laws, he wouldn't have enabled you to cultivate. Luo Feng was stunned. Cultivating laws within an illusion. This bore a resemblance to the virtual universe. Actually, the virtual universe allowed countless life forms to enter at any one point in time, and within the virtual universe, any kind of law could be cultivated. There was almost no difference from the real world. A true super great being could clearly differentiate the virtual world from the real world without confusion. Only the ordinary humans, who were weaker, and who were immersed in virtual games on a long-term basis, would confuse the real and virtual worlds as time passed. However, the moment one's willpower got stronger, the confusion would stop. There was a fundamental difference between the virtual universe and an illusion. The virtual universe was open and aboveboard, like another universe, the universe of consciousness. Once you fall into his illusion, you may feel as though a short instant in the actual, real world was equivalent to tens of thousands of years, or even more, in the illusionary world, Doubleface Ancestor God explained. Luo Feng was appalled and commented, could this time be used for cultivation? This would be a very smart way of saving time. No, Doubleface Ancestor God walked along the stoned pavement encircling the pond and said, sustaining an illusion consumes a large amount of godly power. Besides, he has to give his best. Getting an ordinary human to fall into an illusion and sustaining it for a long time is easy. But, getting a universe master to fall into an illusion and make him feel as though 10,000 years have passed within the blink of an eye. The amount of godly power needed is truly unbelievable. How can it be used for cultivation? Moreover, the path of your choice may not be familiar to Virtual Real Devil Master. His strongest ability is illusion. I have lived by your side for 62 years. Having observed you for so long, I can also judge that your willpower and consciousness must have already reached the level of a universe master. Your godly body is probably comparable to the special life forms that were one of a kind. Luo Feng was in great shock. How frightening. He had not engaged in any battle, and was only observing, completely in the dark. After a long period of watching Luo Feng, Doubleface Ancestor God had been able to make a judgment about his level of power. Even Primal Chaos City Leader Teacher could only make a judgment if Luo Feng was in the primal universe. For a soul to kill you would be as difficult as trying to kill a universe master, said Doubleface Ancestor God. But Virtual Real Devil Master can achieve that. His ability to create illusions is horrifying. Given the willpower and consciousness of a universe master, at the very least, he would have to possess a top-tier soul-type true treasure in order to not be fearful of Virtual Real Devil Master. This is the strength of his ability, under a certain amount of restraint upon being suppressed by the universe origins. A top-tier soul-type true treasure. Luo Feng held his breath. A top-tier soul-type true treasure was comparable to the value of a pinnacle true treasure. Among all the universe masters, a great majority did not own one. You have to know that among the universe supreme beings, he has the most frightening skills when it comes to illusions. Doubleface Ancestor God looked at Luo Feng. In the case of an ordinary soul-type true treasure, his blurry godly power can tear it apart any moment. As for a senior soul-type true treasure, they are also defenseless against him. These victorious moments are proved by his credentials. Luo Feng nodded and made sure he remembered all this information well. This information was considered confidential. For Doubleface Ancestor God to tell him all this was indeed an act of great kindness. Actually, for Doubleface Ancestor God to be willing to stay in solitude beside him for 62 years meant that, during the times when he gained fame, leading to him being hunted down by bug soldiers, demons, and the automaton race, Doubleface Ancestor God had already been living a secluded life beside him. Force armor can only weaken the force by one level, with Tower Pearl alone, is it not enough? Seems to me I must bring Star Tower with me at all times, Luo Feng told himself. The moment Tower Pearl returned to Star Tower, the latter would shrink and park itself within Luo Feng's godly body. Then, it would naturally be guarding his soul. Star Tower consisted of various functional components like attacking, soul type, flying palace type, sealing type, and many more. He might only have the soul type component, but with the entire Star Tower within his body, according to Luo Feng's assessment, it should be comparable to a pinnacle soul type true treasure. Or, at the very least, Luo Feng felt it would make a difference. Just as what Sitting Mountain guest said, with Star Tower, he would fear no one. The best form of defense would be to hide within Star Tower. Regardless of material or soul attack, Star Tower would be able to ward off everything. If he hid within it, even a Universe Supreme Master would not be able to do anything to him. But of course, doing so would only reveal the fact that he owned Star Tower, which would arouse the greed of the group of Universe Pinnacle great beings. There was no way one could be on guard against theft day in and day out. Once a Universe Supreme being started eyeing him, there was no way he could possibly remain within Star Tower all the time. Any moment of carelessness would spell danger. Next time around, I have to put Star Tower within my godly body, to guard and protect my soul. I have underestimated the Universe Supreme beings. It was said that a Universe Supreme being was only slightly stronger than the most powerful Universe Master, just a hit stronger. But I did not expect them to be so powerful. Seems like I have also underestimated the powers of Universe Masters. Luo Feng had always thought that after he became a Universe Knight, he would be able to compete head-to-head with a Universe Master. A sudden realization dawned on Luo Feng. Among Universe Masters, there were stronger ones and weaker ones, too. He could probably stand against the weaker ones. However, for the strong ones like Primal Chaos City Leader, who was only a small fraction less powerful than Virtual Real Devil Master, judging from Virtual Real Devil Master's showcase of skills, the strongest of all top-tier Universe Masters was certainly much stronger than he was. The Supreme True Treasure Star Tower guards the soul, thought Luo Feng. Force armor protects the body. With a godly body more than 55,000 miles tall, even a Universe Supreme being should not be able to harm me. I have to hurriedly get Star Tower back. Luo Feng had gotten too complacent. The showcase of power by a Universe Supreme being this time around had sobered him up. Doubleface Ancestor God turned to look at Luo Feng. Word of you killing flourishing Light Horde leader and Parachopper Knight has spread, especially when you turned up at Redbud Island. I proceeded to discuss your situation with two other Ancestor Gods. The bug soldiers, the automaton race, and the demons would stay away for the moment, but as time passed, we knew they would probably close in on you. Therefore, the second day after you arrived at Redbud Island, I started living in the palace next to your mansion. Thank you, Ancestor God. Luo Feng expressed his gratitude. This kind sentiment. He had to put it to heart. Kindness begot kindness. It has been a long time since a promising being such as yourself has turned up at the Ancestral God School, said Doubleface Ancestor God. Your potential is much stronger than Purple Knight. He smiled at Luo Feng, then added, we at the Ancestral God School hope that you will grow and mature to a stage where you are comparable to your teacher, Primal Chaos City Leader. At that time, the Ancestral God School will bestow you with the title of Guarding Godly Master. Guarding Godly Master. Luo Feng was startled. 9 Remoteness Master was a Guarding Godly Master of Ancestral God School. Guarding Godly Masters were the top seniors among the sub-members of the Ancestral God School, and they were at the same level as Beast Gods. No wonder they've been helping me like that. It's because they want me to be a guarding godly master, Luo Feng thought. I still need a supreme true treasure to protect me when I am dealing with universe supreme masters. However, if I become a universe master, my godly power will surge again, and so will my willpower. After that, I won't need a soul-type true treasure to defend myself against an illusion by virtual real devil master. Luo Feng was indeed powerful, and he wanted to fight universe masters. However, he still needed Star Tower to protect his life when he came across universe supreme masters. Sitting Mountain Guest was indeed accurate about him. He had said that Luo Feng could roam the universe as long as he had Star Tower, and a different translation of that was that Luo Feng did still have to fear some beings without it. Though Luo Feng understood that the Ancestral God school had protected him for their own benefit, he was still grateful. After all, they did this because they thought highly of Luo Feng. Besides, based on the information he collected, there were no confrontations between the Ancestral God school and the human race, and the Ancestral God school promised before that human submembers wouldn't be required to fight the human race, and submembers could refuse to accept a particular task. Virtual Real Devil Master came after you once, so you know how much the bug race, automaton race, and demon race want you dead. Doubleface Ancestral God gazed at Luo Feng. Think carefully about what you should do. I know. Luo Feng nodded. Of course, don't be worried, either, said Doubleface Ancestral God. Virtual Real Devil Master is a universe supreme master. Since he failed, at least we know he won't come here and try to kill you again. As for asking another universe supreme master, that's not easy. The bug race, automaton race, and demon race might not be willing to. They failed the first time, and if they try it and fail again, it's like giving out true treasures for free. Doubleface Ancestral God smiled. Think about what you should do. I'll go back to the Ancestral God Palace. Doubleface Ancestral God turned around and walked away. After 3 steps, his shape was blurred. Back to Ancestral God Palace. Luo Feng nodded. Of course. He was an Ancestral God, and he had been doing him a large favor by disguising himself beside him. He couldn't be his spy forever. I'll go back to my God country first. Luo Feng turned around and walked back to his palace. Then he left Redbud Island and went back to his God country. In his God country, the boundless remote ocean was sensing the universe origin and absorbing godly power. After all, only 1/8 of the ocean had finished being transformed when turning to a universe knight. Star Tower, said Luo Feng. He wore his silver armor and silver wings, and was standing atop the ocean. Golden Horned Beast flew toward him. It became a golden horned beast 1,000,000 miles long with a huge star tower on its head. The golden horned beast had been studying the engravings on Star Tower for all these years. The engravings were extremely intricate, which baffled people. Luo Feng was only able to recognize 3 levels and fully comprehend the first level. Come. Luo Feng reached out his hands. Star Tower flew toward him, shrinking, and fell into his palm. Guard the soul. Star Tower went into Luo Feng's body and floated at the center of Luo Feng's chest. Tower Pearl flew back to Star Tower. The Tower Pearl itself was able to guard the soul. As for the complete Star Tower, it was much more efficient at guarding the soul. Countless threads spread from Star Tower like a net coming from Star Tower. They covered Luo Feng, and each trace of godly power had its life imprint protected. Luo Feng was awed. Tower Pearl was like a giant boulder guarding the soul, yet Star Tower was more like a towering mountain. Even now, it felt much more stable. No wonder it's a supreme true treasure. Luo Feng was pleased. It was known that a supreme true treasure could be a guarding treasure, but even some universe supreme masters didn't have supreme true treasures. I still need to be careful even if the first universe supreme master failed. Luo Feng immediately connected to the virtual universe with his mind. I tried to search for the information about universe supreme masters before, but I couldn't. Now that I've been deemed a top-tier universe overlord, my access authority should be higher. Inside Luo Feng's habitation on Thunder Island, in a quiet palace. Luo Feng stared at the screen in front of his desk. My access authority is indeed high. Luo Feng smiled. Last time, he had the access authority of a secondary universe knight. This time, Luo Feng had the access authority of a 7-star universe overlord. Master, Barbata replied. This was, of course, a subsidiary intelligent part of Barbata, while the original body was training on the Earth. Barbata had become undying with the resources provided by Luo Feng. However, undying fighters were too weak to meddle in the sort of the fights Luo Feng was dealing with. That was why he still stayed on the Earth. Barbata did, however, provide a great deal of help for Luo Feng's family. Search for Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Masters, said Luo Feng. Yes. Information showed up on the screen. Luo Feng clicked on the first result, as it usually contained the most information. It's indeed different to have the access authority of a 7-star universe overlord. I can learn many top-tier secrets. Luo Feng smiled and kept reading. All the creatures in the universe were children of the universe, and the universe loved them. Special life forms had eternal lives when they were first born. Ordinary life forms, however, had to become undying before they had eternal lives. Otherwise, they would die. There was no need to elaborate on non-undying. Undying fighters were those who fully comprehended the easiest laws and gained eternal lives with the help of Law Ocean. Universe Knights were those who had fully comprehended space law or time law. They had stronger godly bodies and had high law comprehension. As for Universe Masters, they had fully comprehended one of the merge laws. Once becoming a Universe Master, they would be able to control space and time. These were all gifts from the universe. Undying fighters, Universe Knights, and Universe Masters. The universe origin was bestowing them with endless godly power. And perhaps inherited techniques, complete control over space and time, and the power to turn back time. The universe origin would still treat Universe Masters as their children and take care of them. And it wouldn't disturb their training. However, there was no clear way to become a Universe Supreme Master. All the methods they tried before would be rendered useless. Other great beings couldn't follow the same path to become Universe Supreme Masters. Besides, after all the efforts, wisdom, and luck, Universe Supreme Masters were able to control the law. They could even make their own laws. As such, they would be suppressed and constrained by the universe. The universe would take care of a being when it became a Universe Master from a weaker one. However, Universe Supreme Masters were constrained by the universe, so constrained that they could only wield power slightly stronger than the most powerful Universe Masters. Regardless, they were so powerful that it was easy for them to resurrect universe overlords. Besides, if a Universe Supreme Master killed a Universe Knight, or a Universe Master, they would be punished because Universe Knights and Universe Masters were protected by the universe. And the more powerful the Knight or Master they killed, the more severe the punishment would be. The punishment of killing a Universe Overlord was nothing to a Universe Supreme Master. Killing a Universe Master would be costly. As for Universe Masters like Primal Chaos City Leader, or 9 Remoteness Master, even Universe Supreme Masters could try to kill them without worrying about the punishment. They wouldn't be able to do so, as they could only wield limited power. Luo Feng was dazed. The universe favors and nourishes everything, he murmured. However, after becoming a Universe Supreme Master, one will be suppressed and constrained. And killing Universe Knights and Universe Masters is punishable. So bizarre. They're all lives born in the primal universe, and they're all nourished and cared for. However, once someone becomes a Universe Supreme Master, he will be suppressed. And each Universe Supreme Master needs to find his own way to make a breakthrough. Luo Feng realized that Universe Supreme Masters must have a bigger secret, a secret regarding why the original universe tried to suppress them. However, his access authority was not yet high enough for him to know about this secret. Luo Feng leaned back and put his legs on the desk. He kept his eyes closed and reviewed what he had just read about Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Masters. There are differences between the power of Universe Masters, and it's difficult for a Universe Master to kill another one unless there is a huge gap of power between them. As for Universe Supreme Masters, they are slightly stronger even than the most powerful Universe Masters, but they are rare. There is only one Universe Supreme Master within our race, and he is Huge Axe Creator. Besides, if they kill Universe Masters, they'll be punished by the universe, which makes it extremely difficult for Universe Masters to die. Luo Feng nodded. It didn't necessarily mean that their power prevented them from dying. But apparently, this was one of the reasons it was unlikely. Aside from that, some supreme beings weren't willing to act on something unless the valuables were attractive enough, such as the fights for true treasures on the original stars. Those were some of the only scenarios that would lead to the deaths of Universe Masters. What should I do? The automaton race, demon race, and bug race asked a Universe Supreme Master to kill me. What should I do? Luo Feng kept thinking. Even a fool could tell that virtual real Devil Master had been hired by the bug race, demon race, and automaton race. Ancestral God defended me this time. However, he can't keep being my bodyguard. What am I going to do next time? Although it's almost impossible for the three races to invite a Universe Supreme Master to attack me again, they might be more well prepared next time. It's certainly not outside the realm of possibility. Luo Feng frowned. It was tricky. He had a supreme true treasure, Star Tower, and he didn't need to be afraid of Universe Supreme Masters. But it was also a problem for him. How could he defend himself against a Universe Supreme Master? Was a top-tier Universe Overlord able to resist a Universe Supreme Master? What a joke. If he did, everyone would be able to figure out that he must own an incredible true treasure. Otherwise, there would be no way he could survive against a Universe Supreme Master. If a Universe Supreme Master comes to kill me and Ancestral God can't stop him in time, my secret will be exposed. Luo Feng kept thinking. He wouldn't just die that easily. If pressed, he would fight. And if he survived against a Universe Supreme Master, everyone would figure out that he had an incredible valuable. Besides, the disappearance of Star Tower had led to turmoil in the universe, and if Luo Feng could survive against a Universe Supreme Master, many would surmise that Luo Feng had something to do Star Tower. If that happens, I'll be in deep trouble, he mumbled. Perhaps there are quite a few Universe Supreme Masters who have their eyes on Star Tower, and if they speculate that I took it, they'll come after me. They won't need the request of the bug race, demon race, or automaton race. Then what would I do? Hide. I'm not going to live in Star Tower forever. Luo Feng kept contemplating with his eyes closed. There are two ways, he decided. 1. I hide in the original universe until I become a Universe Master. However, it is extremely difficult to turn into a Universe Master from a Universe Knight. I might not be able to make it even if I spend another 180 million years. Besides, the longer it takes, the more anxious and angrier those three alliances will get. They might even attack my family. The fight among great beings rarely involved families, but this guideline only applied to the human race. However, killings among races were ruthless, as the ultimate goal was to annihilate the enemy races. They would go to any lengths. Remote Ocean Body, who was more powerful than top-tier universe overlords, was guarding Earth, and it was heavily defended. Unless a Universe Master was sent out. Second, I can trick them into thinking that I'm a Universe Master. Luo Feng thought. Why are they so keen to kill me? Because they are afraid I'll become a Universe Master. If they believe I already am a Universe Master, they'll regret that they didn't kill me earlier. Even if they want to ask a Universe Supreme Leader to kill me, they won't agree to do so as easily, as the punishment for killing a Universe Master is really heavy. 2 options. Luo Feng immediately eliminated the first possibility, as he didn't know how long it would take him to become a Universe Master. Plenty of Universe Knights remained stuck at the Universe Overlord level for an eternity. Besides, he hadn't even completed the 5th level of the Beast God path yet. It'd take him a very long time to complete the 7th level of the Beast God path. Besides, Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest also didn't want him to hide and train himself. Instead, he wanted him to fight to improve himself. He might never become a Universe Master, if he just kept practicing in a safe place. I can only choose the second option, said Luo Feng. Okay. I'll disguise myself as a universe master. My godly body is very close to that of a universe master. Based on the information he gathered, a godly body would surge 100 times when someone turned from a universe knight to a universe master, which meant the weakest universe masters' godly bodies were as powerful as universe knights with life gene level of 10,000 times. Godly bodies are equal, thought Luo Feng. And my mind and willpower are at universe master level. So are my techniques. He nodded. I have a pinnacle technique of universe masters, Golden Mountain, and an ultimate technique of universe masters, Golden Light. If I perform these two techniques often, I'll demonstrate that I have the power of a universe master. The only weakness is that I'm not able to control a space and time. Control over space and time could both suppress enemies. And it could also be used to reverse time, to resurrect some universe knights and undying fighters. The fights between universe masters are so intense that control over space and time is useless. It's only used to restrain the weak. No one will force me to resurrect anyone by turning back time. Okay, Luo Feng said with a nod. It was completely feasible. The most convincing one was his techniques. He needed to perform his universe master level techniques Golden Mountain and Golden Light more often to let more supreme beings know. They would quickly see that they were techniques of the universe master level, and engraving picture path was obviously a secret. Only universe masters were able to create ultimate techniques of universe masters. This was common sense in the original universe, without knowledge of engraving picture path. I can totally do it. Luo Feng nodded. I just need to prove it by fighting. Since Luo Feng was determined to make all the races in the universe believe that he was a universe master, he needed to prove it in battle. And the fights needed to be credible. Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest wanted me to kill 10 universe overlords, or 1 universe master, and if I can accomplish that, he'll make me a pinnacle true treasure. I can't guarantee that I can kill a universe master, as I've never fought one, and I might not be able to control it. I can't make any mistakes. It needs to be a perfect fight. I need to thrill all the races and convince them that I'm a universe master. I need to let the bug race, the demon race, and the automaton race believe that I've become a universe master, and that it will be costly to kill me. Luo Feng stood up immediately. Barbata, he shouted. The intelligent life form answered, Master. Gather all the information on the top-tier universe overlords from demon race, the automaton race, and the bug race, and the top-tier universe overlords of the alliances they belong to. I'll read all the information and pick some to fight. He had decided to pick from the 3 races. Yes, Master. Hua. After only a short while. All the information has been gathered, said Barbata. The information is very detailed. It includes their past, their fighting records, their power, and the true treasures they have. I'll read them one by one, said Luo Feng. Just when Luo Feng was choosing his prey, he received an email from Primal Chaos City Leader. It simply read, Come. Luo Feng immediately stopped and rushed to the godly palace where Primal Chaos City Leader was staying. Endless air permeated, and a round table that looked like jade was placed in front of the godly palace. There were 2 beings sitting there. One of them was Primal Chaos City Leader, while the other was a giant man with a dragon tail who wore baggy armor. He sat there like a mountain. Luo Feng immediately realized that he was also a universe master. Luo Feng, this is Long Yang Master, Primal Chaos City Leader said when he saw Luo Feng. Teacher, Long Yang Master. Luo Feng gave a salutation. Luo Feng. Primal Chaos City Leader turned around. I called you here for something vital. Based on our intelligence, something big happened in the Ancestral God School. The supreme true treasure 5-color Aurora Lake suddenly disappeared before it showed itself again, yet no candidates on Redbud Island know what happened. Do you know what that means? That means a space and time were controlled, and none of the great beings knew what happened. Though universe masters are able to control space and time, they are not capable of doing that, continued Primal Chaos City Leader. Only Universe Supreme Masters can. Universe Supreme Masters cover everything, and that 5-color Aurora Lake disappeared. It's likely that a Universe Supreme Master trespassed in the center of the Ancestral God School. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Luo Feng. Did that Universe Supreme Master go after you? This video will end here.